Hello, this is Yopa, and I'll be showing you the wood trade Malta boom. Now, the reason why the wood trade is good is because Malta has a pretty strong food gather rate, and you need a lot of wood with this sieve. So, during the boom, you gather a ton of food, you trade it, now you have a ton of wood. Your food will recover easily, and if you run out of wood, you can just trade mid-fight, and your food will still recover. It's pretty good sustain. So this is my native deck. Obviously, we're going to go Pike Bow because it works really well with this. They're cheap, cost effective, and they don't strain your food or wood eco that much. So, yeah. The game plan, obviously, is you camp with forts, lock down an area, bam, walls and outposts, and make it impossible to push you, essentially. So if you're not playing with natives, then and you're playing in a team, I would take this card. So this basically buffs the HP on every unit on your team. Now, it works in a weird way. It gets better the more teammates you have. So in a 4v4, it's actually 8% HP, which is quite strong. And in a 3v3, it's 6%. But of course, it's not always worth taking. If you're in a 2v2, it's not really that much value. So you can take the building speed. And together with this and the settler wagons, you can just get an unhinged building speed. It gets pretty ridiculous. And it really helps you lock down the map and camp even better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna walk you through the boom. Alright, so for the start, the first thing we want is to send German tongue as soon as possible. So this card will give you settler wagons and allows you to train up to 6 of them. It's a very good card, it gives you a big eco boost, so we want it ASAP. I'm going to put 3 villagers on food. That should be just enough to keep the town center working, and then we're going to keep adding villagers to wood until we have 8. Now, you're going to want to find some wood treasures, preferably, with your explorer. It's going to help you get the settler wagons earlier. Food treasures are also nice, but you really want wood, especially. Now, I think I got unlucky here, and I just got a bunch of coin treasures, so I'll have a pretty normal time where I will send the settler wagons. I'm just gonna grab this treasure, just so I do something with my explorer. I don't need coin right now, but I'm gonna need it later. And I'm gonna shoot this herd closer, so that they don't walk too far from my town center. Okay, now we have 8 on wood, and that should be enough. Now we're just gonna keep adding villagers to food, so we can keep making settlers, and then later the settler wagons once they arrive, which should be soon, because I'm gonna get 450 wood, which I need for the card. So now I'll send the settler wagons. And before you build the commandery, you're going to want to build a house, or you will not have enough population space to keep making villagers. Keep that in mind. I'm going to build a house right now. Yeah. Don't forget that, or you'll have idle time. And with the shipment, you're gonna get 2 settler wagons, so just put them on food, and that'll make it very easy to sustain villager production. Yeah, now we're just gonna keep adding on food so we can age up. Keep gathering wood with the 8 villagers. And you keep looking for food or wood treasures. Those are really helpful right now. They're gonna make your start a lot smoother.
سيدي كاتشت تقتل اليام.
الجنة الطيبة كاتشاتور. Yeah, ready. Evolve. Yeah. Yeah, ready. Come on. Yes. Come on. Yes. Evolve. Red commandment. Immenso. Yes, evolve. Immenso.
Die Aufgabe? Richtig, Jäger.
Yeah, commandment. Yes, evolve.
Alright, so we've gathered enough wood for all our settler wagons, but we're gonna need one more house, and we're also gonna need a market,
سيدي بونجو كاتشت
and we're gonna get all our market upgrades on the way to age 2.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna gather wood for that. I'm building the last house. I'm gonna get for the market and the upgrades.
Yeah, commandment. Evolve. Yeah, commandment. Yes. Evolve. Yes. Iwis. Yes.
بونجو
طيبة بونجو بني يقتل النيام
Ja, Jäger.
Sidi?
Hallo? Ja, Jäger. Ja, Jäger.
And we're gonna age up with 26 villagers through the naturalist for those extra villagers. And getting hunting dogs. Now, I'm just gonna gather wood for placer mines, and then I'll stop chopping wood, and I'll put more villagers to coin. So we can go to age 3 immediately. Now, if you get some good treasures, you can age up with 25, but I didn't this time, so I just went with the safe option, 26.
Leon. Evolve.
سيدي
Red commandment.
الجنة
كاتشت
الطيبة
كاتشاتريتشي.
Red commandment. Red commandment. Ready. Yes. Evolve. Come on. Yes.
سيدي بونجو الجنة الطيبة
سيدي إيديا تاي كاتشاتريتشي. بونجو
كاتشات أوفيا كاتشاتور إيف كاتشاتور
Red. Yes. Come on. Yes. Immenso.
سيدي كاتشاتريتشي.
Come on. Yes. Red commandment. Yeah. Immenso.
Alright, now we're going straight to age 3 through the bishop for that extra town center. We're gonna gather the resources for the second wood tech at the market, and then we'll put most of our villagers to wood so we can get the other market techs and also enough wood for a town center to build with our explorer.
Hallo? Richtig.
بون أوفيامنت.
Ja, Holzfäller.
الجورناتا إيفا. إيديا كاتشاتريتشي.
Evolve. Immenso. Yes. Evolve. Evolve. Yeah. Commandment. Immenso. Immenso.
Verstanden? Ja, Jäger. Jäger. Jäger.
Yeah, ready. Yeah, ready. Yes, it will. Immenso. Come on. Yes, yes, it will. Yes.
Aufgabe. Ja. Aufgabe. Richtig, Jäger.
Ready. Yes. Come on, ready.
Bereit.
Bonjo. Sidi. Caccia
Yes.
trici.
Okay, so now we're going to build our town centers. We're going to send
Jäger.
refrigeration and royal mint for the gather rate boosts, and
Caccia trici.
at this point the boom is pretty straightforward up until the end. Now you're just gonna macro your eco, make villagers, and focus on getting to Imperial Age as soon as possible.
Caccia trici.
Il giornata essa cacciatura.
At this point, I usually just keep my settler wagons on the mines, usually 5, and most of my other settlers on food, and that should be enough to go to age 4 pretty quickly.
Sidi, Iva, cacciatur.
Commandment. Immenso. Yes, it will. Immenso. Yes, it will. Leon. Immenso.
Il giornata taiba, cacciatur.
Bereit.
Ovviam cacciatur. Bonjour, cacciatur.
Iva. Il giornata ovvia. Cacciatrici. 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 Cacciatrici.
Buon cacciatur.
Auf. Richtig, Jäger. Jäger.
Sidi, Iva, cacciatur. Cacciatur. Sidi, cacciatur. Il giornata essa cacciatur. Bonjour, cacciatur.
Ja, hallo. Händler.
Yeah, ready. Yes.
Sidi, cacciatur. Il Sidi, il giornata. Bonjour.
Bonjo. Caccia ovvia. Cacciatrici.
Händler.
Alright, so now we're gonna age up with the Pope for the XP. So Malta needs XP more than other civs because you get your shipments a tiny bit slower, which is not that much. It barely matters, but still. And most of your units, they get a tiny bit stronger each time you do send a shipment. So pretty good for you.
Bonjour. Sidi. Bonjour. Cacciatur. Il giornata taiba. Bonjour. Cacciatur.
Ja, Händler.
And now we're gonna start moving more villagers on coin, because we're gonna need a lot more of it this time.
Sidi, cacciatur.
And don't forget to have like a villager or 2 chopping wood, so you can build a house when you're about to reach max population space.
Hallo. Jäger. Händler.
Cacciatrici.
Sidi, essa stes. Ovviamente. Cacciatur. Il giornata. Cacciatur. Buon cacciatur.
So now we're gonna send our factory and Sicilian supply. Now this Sicilian supply is really good. It gives you a huge gather rate boost on mills and a food trickle. Now the thing is, it only applies to mills. So if you're Malta, never ever use farms or rice paddies, because Sicilian supply doesn't work on it. You're gonna have a worse gather rate, so keep that in mind. You always want to use mills with Malta.
Taiba. Ovviamente. Cacciatrici.
Sidi. Bonjour. Cacciatur.
And there we go. I like putting my eco waypoint on my commandery because it's further back. My factory wagon doesn't have to walk as far to be built. They can do that. And I'm just gonna put it on coin, my factory, so I can age up a bit faster.
Yes?
Il seed minatrici.
Minatur.
Minatrici. Minatrici.
Okay, so we can age up now. I usually age up with 2,000 coin. Gonna help you get your capital upgrades. And right now, I'm just gonna gather coins so I can get the wood upgrade at the market. And then I will get the wood upgrade for the factory as well. Because we want to gather a lot of wood right now for mills. So yeah, don't forget to build your tavern and your church for that extra bit of coin and XP.
Ja, Holzfäller.
Ta'taliniam.
Bereit. Aufgabe. Holzfäller. Holzfäller.
Alright, now I'm gonna go more heavy on wood.
Aufgabe.
And I'm going to build a mill. I'm also gonna get the gather rate upgrades at it.
Sidi.
I should also be sending the second mill card from the home city.
Il-ġurnata tajba.
Bereit. Verstanden. Zimmermann. Ja. Bereit. Holz. Ja. Wird gemacht. Hallo. Richtig.
Ovviamente.
There we go. Build the capital immediately. Gather the coin immediately.
Bereit.
And we're gonna take the mill upgrade at the capital.
Il-ġurnata tajba. Bonġu. Il-ġurnata of Cacciatrici.
Ja. Holzfäller.
Ta'taliniam.
Also getting the wood upgrades because we're still gonna need to chop some wood
Holzfäller.
during the boom.
Bidwija. Bidwija.
Now I'm gonna start moving villagers to mills.
Sidi. Benneja. Il-ġurnata tajba. Benneja. Sidi. Il-ġurnat Sidi. Benneja. Il-ġurnata tajba. Benneja. Benneja.
Now, with Malta, you need to have 120 population to build all of your villagers because of the settler wagons. They take up an extra 12, so keep that in mind.
Il-ġurnata tajba. Benneja.
And I usually aim to have 80 on mills,
Bonġu.
and I usually trade at 35, 36 minutes left. That should give you plenty of wood
Rea tajba.
to last for a while and also allow you to build up some more food to trade later. And then I just have like 20 or 25 on estates, just so I get enough coin to get all my upgrades. Now, before you trade, you usually want to keep your factory on wood, just so you have an income of wood so you can build your walls, your arsenal, like a few other things, because building everything in 5 minutes is pretty difficult. So you want to have that stream. of resources so you can slowly build it up before the trade.
Bonjour.
Now,
Penne.
there are some trees on the choke point on the native sides that are really a bother, so I want to get rid of them, so I'm just going to have a few settler wagons chopping there to clear it up, and I'm going to move my factory to coin later. I should have done it sooner, but I forgot.
Auf ja. Wird ja Holzfäller.
Yes?
Sidi.
So yeah, if you have some trees that you think are going to be a real problem, it's okay to have a few villagers there to clear it out. You can just put your factory on coin. It's not a big deal.
Taliniam.
So right now, I'm gathering some extra wood to get my estate upgrades, and then I'm gonna move some villagers to coin, so
Bereit.
I can have enough for upgrades, like I said.
Sidi. Taliniam.
Bereit.
There we go, I'm switching my factory to coin now.
Ready. Yes.
Alright, there goes the last coin upgrade. Once that arrives, I'm gonna put like 20 on coin.
Taiba.
Normally it would be 25, but since I'm chopping with a few settler wagons and I can keep my factory in coin, so I don't need that much.
Bon bidwi. Il giornata minatur. Bon iva.
Bonjour. Penneia. Il giornata. Bonjour. Ovviam. Penneia.
Sidi.
Sidi. Bon. Il giornata. Penneia. Sidi. Iva. Taliniam.
Aufgabe? Ja. Bereit.
Il giornata Taiba. Bonjour. Sidi. Il giornata Taiba. Sidi. Idea Taiba. Penneia. Bonjour. Il giornata Penneia. Bonjour. Il giornata Penneia. Sidi. Minatrici. Penneia. Penneia.
Now I'm gonna start building my walls.
Penneia.
I'm gonna have a small stream of wood, so
Penneia.
should be able to finish them
Penneia.
in time.
Penneia.
Zimmermann. 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 Zimmermann.
Beduia. بنية 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 سيدي الجورناتا إيفا بنية بون بدوية بنية بنية مناتريتشي بنية 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 بنية
بونجو سي بدوي بني 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 بني
الجورنات بنية بنية بون بدوية بنية 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 بنية
Bereit. Bauer. Zimmermann. 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 Zimmermann.
بدوي بني 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 بني
سيدي بنية
Commandment. Evolve.
Oh, I'm gonna build my fixed gun. Like, you can build it wherever. You're gonna sell it later. You just wanna have it so you can upgrade it. And remember that your fixed gun takes population space, so don't forget to sell it, or you'll just be wasting off space on nothing.
بنية بنية بنية
سي بدوي بني 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 بني
بون مناتريتشي بنية 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 بنية
الجو بني سيدي بني بني بني
سيدي بونجو الجورناتا الطيبة سيدي بنية
And once you've got your walls up, don't forget to build the houses and an arsenal.
Yes. Yes. Evolve.
الجنة الطيبة بدوي
Bereit.
بونجو بني
Commandment. Yes. Evolve. Yes. Commandment. Evolve.
إيديا تاي بنية 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 بدوية سيدي
سيدي ovviamente bene بدوي
بونجو سيدي بونجو penne minatrici
سيدي بني 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 سيد بني 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 إيف بن ميناتور
سيدي penne penne penneia 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 penne i penneia penne penne penneia
So once you send your eco cards, you want to send, of course, your advanced arsenal, and then squires, and then the church card. You're going to need those before the fight. And remember to save one shipment for your trade. You really don't want to forget that.
بني ميناتور
سيدي penneia الجورن penneia سيدي penneia idea tai penne penneia بونجو penne 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 penneia pennei penneia penneia penne 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 pennei of penneia penneia
Ja, Aufgabe. Ja, richtig. Bauer.
idea بدوية
I'm just gonna eat my livestock for the extra food.
بدوية
Ja, wird gemacht. Bauer. Bereit. Ja. Bauer. Verstanden. Bauer. Hallo?
سيدي
Bereit.
Gonna get some upgrades. I would just avoid getting upgrades that cost food before the trade, because you're not gonna get as much wood from it then. And
penneia
the food really is an issue. Like, you gather it so fast that you're not gonna run out during the fight if you take all your upgrades after the trade.
سيدي penneia الجورنata tajba بونجو إيفا of tal-injam
And then I'm just gonna get a few villagers ready to build, because once you send the trade, it gets pretty hectic. You need to build a lot of hospitals, you need to build some artillery foundries, so you're ready for the fight, and you need to research things. So yeah, if that's an issue for you, I mean, you can trade a bit earlier. It's not a big deal. I usually trade at 35, 36, but
سيدي
it's not that big of a deal. You trade earlier, really.
الجورنata tajba
And I'm gonna send the card in like
penneia
a minute, I think, or less than a minute.
الجنة الطيبة بني بني
Ja.
Yeah, so your goal should be to trade 90 to 100k food. That's a good number. It's gonna last you for a while.
سيدي
There we go. I'm sending the trade now.
Zimmer.
And now I need to start researching and building things ASAP. So remember this, you need 25 hospitals for your overpop.
إداة طيبة.
The overpop is really useful for this surviving the start fight. Like when I don't have it, I oftentimes just get destroyed, especially against aggressive civs, because if your setup fails, you're just dead with Malta. Like there's nothing you can do. So yeah, don't forget the arsenal upgrades. I'm getting my hospital upgrades. I'm gonna upgrade every unit from the hospital. Now I'm gonna build artillery foundry. You can build it earlier if you want, so you can like make a mortar and scout with it. I didn't do that because I forgot, but that's a thing you could and should do sometimes, or usually really. So yeah, build your outposts. Get an outpost for the upgrade. And don't forget to build a fort with your explorer. And because you want to get the upgrades for it to give it more damage and attack. Those are really important. And don't forget to upgrade your fixed gun. Like, one thing you can do is when you're at the last upgrade for the fixed gun, just click on the upgrade, start researching it, and then you can click on the sell option immediately after. And then it's gonna sell as soon as the upgrade is researched. So that's a little hack you can do. So yeah, I'm just building all my things super quickly, getting my essential upgrades. And you want to switch some more villagers to coin at this point. I'm gonna do it a bit late, but it's not a big deal. Like, you want to have 30 before the fight starts, because you're gonna need a lot of artillery with this. You constantly need to have cloves around, or you're just gonna die to mortars. Like, mortars are the bane of your existence. But your culverins are super strong, so because they take 3 shots from another culverin to kill. Now normally they only take 2, but yours take 3, so that's a massive advantage. And on top of that, your culverins also train pretty quickly, so you just have a big advantage in artillery fights, and you should take advantage of that. Culverin is probably your best unit. So yeah, now I've almost built everything. Now I'm gonna get ready to make my army and send in the overpop. So like your main army is gonna be crossbows because they're very cost effective. They're basically your skirmisher. However, they're not very good until you've sent the cards for them. So I usually don't make them for the start fight. I just go with a mix of hospitalers and hussars because they have decent stats. They're pretty good units. They can help you buy time so you can set up. And especially with the overpop, you can even push certain weaker civs at the start fight, like Swedes, for example. And like, just the most important thing is that your setup doesn't fail. Like, that's what really matters. If you can set up, you'll be in a good spot, usually. So I'm sending the overpop now. I'm sending my Minutemen, or even more overpop. I'm checking if I have all my upgrades now. I'll be a little late with the capital ones, but it's fine. Just remember to take both the Explore upgrades at the capital, and obviously, if you're playing natives, you want to take the Imperial Natives upgrade. That's a really important one. And yeah, just getting my army there. Yep, and that's pretty much it. That's the Malta boom with wood trade.
Yes, yes, you all ready.
Hallo, Holzfäller. Bereit.
So, quick overview. The boom is 221,000, which is pretty good. Could have been higher had I not chopped trees here and did some things more efficiently, but generally your goal should be to boom 220k or higher. Resource distribution is pretty typical with this. You have a ton of wood, your food will build up quickly. You don't have that much coin, but you don't really need a lot of it. You're mostly just going to spend it on artillery. Your main units cost food and wood. It's not a big deal. Now, the game plan. So typically with Malta, you want to lock down a place and
Der Auftrag?
build your forts in the back, and you just spam walls and outposts with crossbows and supporting units. Like,
CD?
if your opponent makes calves, then you respond with pikes. If your opponent has some unprotected skirms or artillery, then you make hussars.
On the field.
You want to have cloves around pretty much always, at least against good players, because they will try to mortar your stuff down.
Bereit.
And then of course you have mortars and pikes, or mortars and falconets, which are useful at times. Especially from your fort, you can build the falconet very quickly. So if you need, like, if there's a ball of infantry and you need to respond to it quickly, just make like 5 falcons and destroy them. You also have sentinels. They're not very good. They're not worth 2 population. They're kind of weak, but they do have one use case, and that's if you want to build a fort quickly. So with this card, it enables them to build forts. And I mean, normally I just build with my explorer, but if you're running or you just desperately need a fort, then yeah, make some sentinels. Speaking of your explorer, he can build
Ready.
quite a few things.
Yes?
So he builds town centers, of course, forts, and then he can also build commanderies. So commanderies are
Bonjour.
they have your cavalry units, and they also have an attack. They're basically like an unupgraded outpost, but I wouldn't use them for damage. They take up too much space and are not that good at it. So I just build like 2 in the back, and like I like to use settler wagons to build because they build extremely quickly.
Bereit.
So you just like have them spamming outposts out at the front, and every time you lose them, you just quickly queue them back up on your commandery, and yeah, you just always have like fast building villagers around. Pretty useful. You can also build the fixed gun, of course. It's a pretty strong building. It deals a lot of damage. It has a lot of range. It's like a mortar and a falconet in one.
Commandment?
It does take up population, but it's worth the space. You just gotta be careful because mortars and culverins deal a ton of damage to it, so you need to protect it. And then lastly, he can build depots, which are like these buildings that have an aura around them
Ready.
that buffs the damage of your gunpowder units.
Ossequi.
So, and buildings. So, for example, you
Commandment?
build a depot next to your fixed gun, outpost, fort, or whatever, it's going to make them attack a little bit faster. So, yeah, you can like build a few in the back just to make your fixed guns deal a bit more damage, but it's not that big of a deal. They also like detonate when they're destroyed, so they will damage the things around them, so you need to be careful where you place it. It's not a big deal. Like, they don't deal that much friendly damage. Just keep it away from where your units will be.
Ready.
And of course, because they deal damage, you can use them to like blow up the enemy's buildings, which is quite situational, but sometimes it can be pretty useful,
Commandment?
but not always. So yeah, basically every building that your explorer can build has a use case, so you should try to always have him be building something, whether it be a new fort, backup commanderies, depots, fixed guns, anything really.
Ready.
Now, there's one problem. This map, Malta is not really a civ for this map, because it's very open, and it's quite hard to play into your strengths, because you really rely on the forts for a decent training speed. The hospital and commandery, they train units kind of slowly, and that makes it very hard to respond to splits and runs. And it really like encourages you to fight in one place where you can take advantage of the training speed. So like typically you would pick Malta on a map with like a choke point like this one, and yeah, you just lock it down, you build your forts, you build outposts here, and your opponent is going to have a hard time pushing you. Like, I think it can beat a lot of civs, if not most civs. It's quite underestimated. But, I mean, if you really want to play Malta on a map like this, that's super open, I would probably recommend removing team improved buildings and just adding stonemasons, so you can just spam walls and lock down area quickly and try to force your opponent to fight heads up as much as possible. Or you could just play team games. In team games, you have teammates to help you lock down the map and do things, so it's a lot easier to deal with there. But in a 1v1, a map like this is really tough. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the guide. See you later.